Well, that was a little bit better. It has to be taken with a massive pinch of salt because that was mid-table of League One Wigan Athletic. However, it's always nice to see the team producing a good performance, especially when you've had a rough sort of run of games as we've had over the last few weeks. But the biggest positives I think we have to take from that game are firstly that we've qualified and we've now got another game against a League Two or a conference side. We look a lot better with Garnacho on the right. I think that is something we definitely need to talk about. And obviously, we have actually ended up scoring some goals today, albeit one of them arguably a little bit lucky, and the other one from what some people are calling a controversial penalty. I understand why, but I also think it was a penalty, and I guess we'll get to that in a moment. I am going to start with my biggest gripe, though, and that is once again the amount of shots that were taken from the Manchester United players. And I've got the list up here. Marcus Rashford, 8 shots. Bruno Fernandes, 6 shots. Scott McTominay, 6 shots. Alejandro Garnacho, 4 shots. Rasmus Højlund, 4 shots. Of those players and of all of those shots, only one of them was scored, and that was Bruno from a penalty. The amount of time, especially Rashford, the amount of times we got into goal-scoring positions in that game, and what I mean by goal-scoring positions is all you got to do is play that one extra pass and we'd have scored, and instead we shot. It probably happened about 20 to 25 times in that match, and Rashford was the biggest culprit of that. You've got to look at the end of this match and say that Marcus Rashford has had a poor game against a League One right-back. And I'm not to say that he struggled to beat the player. He beat him a fair few times. He also lost it a fair few times. But the amount of times he got in that left wing position where all he had to do was get his head up and rather than beat the man, rather than take a touch and shoot, could have either played it into Bruno or played it into Rasmus. Honestly, we would have scored probably 6 or 7 tonight. We should have scored 6 or 7 anyway, and we'll get to that in a moment as well. But you can't be that wasteful. If you're having 8 shots and not scoring against Wigan, I mean, you're only going to have 2 or 3 shots at best against Tottenham at the weekend, and you're probably still not going to score any. So that's a real concern for me. But, like I say, we still should have scored more. And the fact that Højlund has had 4 shots tonight and not scored, that is a slight concern because the header, he definitely should have scored. The open goal on his right foot, he definitely should have scored. And a couple of the other ones, the left foot and the right foot shots across goal, probably could have connected with the shots better, but they were slightly harder chances. The hilarious thing was, on both of those occasions, you had Bruno Fernandes and Garnacho and Rashford on the respective shots moaning that he didn't pass it. Well, for crying out loud, the poor guy's been starved of service from you guys for so long. I can't blame him for shooting when he's actually had a chance because you guys do it all the time. But like I say, those are the sort of the real concerns for me. Rashford shooting too much. Højlund being wasteful with the chances that he was given. But, like I say, at the end of the day, we were actually creating more chances as a team. And I really do think, firstly, that's down to Garnacho, who, like I say, looks so much better on that right-hand side. And secondly, because of Kobbie Mainoo. Now, again, it's only Wigan. And with the greatest respect to Wigan, they, former FA Cup winners, former Premier League team, blah. But they are currently a League One side. So you can get away with just playing Kobbie Mainoo and holding midfield, letting Scott McTominay and Bruno Fernandes run forward. It's not Tottenham. If we play like that against Tottenham, we're going to struggle in that midfield area if he's going to be on his own again. But his coolness and composure and everything about him, being the youngest player on the pitch and looking like the most experienced player on the pitch, I am so excited about Kobbie Mainoo. He was man of the match by an absolute mile for me tonight. I think Bruno actually got it, but that's because, like I say, he had a lot of chances. He scored the goal. He won the penalty. He created chances for others. But he only had those opportunities because it all started with Kobbie Mainoo in the first place. I was absolutely thrilled with his performance tonight. He needs to keep playing every single game. I just think he needs a little bit more support in there defensively. Not that he struggled defensively today. I think he did some really good things defensively. I think his comeback, that one in the second half where Wigan had a break from a Manchester United corner and he was the one who got back and made that tackle, that's massive. But like I say, he just needs a little bit of extra support in there. For me, you need an Amrabat in there instead of a McTominay in tighter and more... Well, games with the opposition are better than Wigan, basically. Tottenham coming up this weekend, Mainoo will need some more support in there. I've already spoken about Garnacho a couple of times. I'll touch on him now. Like I say, he just looks more suited to that right-hand side. And the reason why I think it works so much better is because you can just be more direct when you've got a right footer on the right-hand side. It's an old-fashioned notion, but it's an old Man United notion. Ryan Giggs and David Beckham, Ryan Giggs and Ronaldo. Right-hand-sided players playing on the right, left-hand-sided players playing on the left. Getting the ball on the floor, running at your fullback, and then either crossing it away to strikers and midfielders that are coming into the box, or then hitting them driving shots, or if you're good enough, like Garnacho seems to be, to then come in onto your weak foot and still have a pop shot every once in a while, do that as well. I genuinely would love to see what Anthony would play like on the left. I really think he would be much more effective on that left-hand side. But I can guarantee you, if the situation comes up at the weekend where Anthony's on and Garnacho are on at the same time, Garnacho will be on the left and Anthony will be on the right. I really think we would play better if it was the other way around. That's just my thoughts on that. Like I say, we'll see what happens going forward. Finally, I guess we need to talk about the goals. Like I said, Rashford, wasteful initially with the initial attempt. Realised he wasn't going to do that again. Played it back to Dalot. Phenomenal finish. He quite literally could not have placed that in any other spot. It goes through 4 Wigan players, Højlund and the goalkeeper into that bottom corner. Beautiful finish from Diogo Dalot. Another good performance from him tonight at left back. And then the second goal, we need to talk about it. The penalty. Was it a penalty? Under the rules, yes. Do I like that Bruno Fernandes went down in that situation? Absolutely not. He could have quite easily, like I say, either carried on, squared it to Højlund, or just maybe chipped the keeper or just shot with his left foot. He has no right to go down in that situation. However, the Wigan player has gone to ground. The Wigan player has kicked him. So, it's a penalty. It is a foul. You make that sort of contact sliding on the floor in the penalty area, it is a penalty. Whether or not the player should go down in that situation is irrelevant because there is significant contact. I mean, Goldbridge summed it up best in his comment on Twitter saying Bruno's not helped himself by going down holding his shin when he's been kicked in the toe, which is completely justified, but I wouldn't be complaining if that penalty had been given at the other end of the pitch. I can promise you that. It was definitely a penalty and Bruno dispatched it well enough. But hey-ho. Nice to talk about a win, even if it is against the League One side. Into the next round of the FA Cup. League 2 opponent or a conference opponent should be dispatching them as well. City drawing Tottenham, Chelsea drawing Villa. So that's 2 of 4 very good teams going out in the next round as well. Real opportunity for Manchester United in this competition. Just got to hope someone beats Liverpool at some point along the way as well. Whisper it, they could be on for a Premier League, FA Cup, Europa League, whatever, whichever one I haven't said. They could be on for 4 trophies this season at the moment, Liverpool, which is a little bit worrying. I think they won't win the league. They could definitely win the other 3. But we'll see. Good opportunity for Manchester United to get silverware in this tournament, given the draw, given the way that we've played in this game. Let's hope that's going to be the case. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching as always. I'll see you tomorrow morning for those EFL Cup semi-final first leg predictions.